So I woke up this morning feeling very flat, feeling very demotivated and in a bit of a grumpy mood, to be honest. So I thought, right, I think we need to do a bit of a reset. I looked at my to-do list. I felt pretty overwhelmed with everything that I had to do. I looked around the flat, I thought, this is looking a bit messy. So we're gonna do a reset day together, and I thought I'd take you through what I do when I do a bit of a reset and how I kind of remotivate myself and get back on track. So first things first, getting this place like more tidied up. I personally it feels so much better when I get everything tidied and sorted out. The other really good thing about this is that you get that initial sense of accomplishment, because you've done something that's quite small, but you can see the results straight away and you're already starting the day having done something. So even if you don't do anything else, you're like, I've tidied everything and I feel good now. It feels really nice and clean, and like everything's like no clutter everywhere. So I would definitely recommend as well, like starting in the smallest room possible when you do this, because if you think about cleaning your whole house, that feels quite overwhelming. But if you think about just tidying up one room and having a dust around and hoover around, like it's way less overwhelming, way more achievable, and then you can start to build up some positive momentum because you do one thing and then you can move on to the next thing. So the next thing I'm going to do is to knock off some easy tasks that have actually been like bugging me, again just to help kind of build up a bit of like positive momentum of getting a few things done and that kind of feel good factor. So a few things that are on my mind that I just like, small things that have been on my to-do list for ages, and yeah, I just need to kind of crack on and get them done, like reordering some stock and stuff like that. So the sort of thing that can actually take up a bit of time. I'm kind of gonna have a bit of power hour and get through it all. Feeling good, got a bunch of life admin bits and pieces done, which is great. Next up, I have just been having a bit of a review as to what was in my planner this week, and this weekend I'd planned on filming quite a lot of long form like content for the YouTube channel, and to be honest, I just don't really feel like I'm in the right headspace to do it. So I'm gonna now like replan and sort of reset my plan for the following week, now knowing, because I also booked my train ticket to go back up to Yorkshire, so now I know exactly when I'm going. I can plan in all around that. I wanted to sort of keep, because I'm going up there, I want to be able to focus on most of my time up there like doing design work. So I'd rather kind of get prepared from a content perspective while I'm here in the next week. So I'm going to be focusing on that and like redistributing a few things, and then thinking about if there's anything else easy I can kind of get done today. But I think being a bit kind to myself and not sort of pushing myself too much. So I might also start to do some more work on the December sticker subscription as well. Now we're going to do a little bit of replanning to help with this reset. Okay, what stickers should we use? I shot a lot of videos yesterday with the Mystic Garden kit, so I feel like I want to use something different. I have loads of the Be Kind kit left, because so we made it twice. Like we did the initial one and then we reformatted it, so I have all the original samples. So I'm going to use this for this. I know it's not very like autumny, but love it. Let's use this one. And then I think today we can edit the affirmations video. We need to go shopping, which we will do on our lunch break. Wednesday we need to pack, because I'm going into the office on Thursday and then straight to King Cross. So it's just what we basically have time to do on Wednesday. So I'm going to leave Wednesday free for now, and we're going to see what else we can get done. We'll see how Monday goes, and then we will add in details for Wednesday. I also want to keep this weekend clear for now, because sometimes I'll be off on Friday, no, it's my day off. Sometimes we go up to, well, hopefully I'll be able to go and see my nana on Friday, but depends because they sometimes have COVID outbreaks in the home, and they've had one, so only one person can go and visit at the moment. So hopefully I'll be able to go and see her on Friday, so I'll keep that free for now. This in so many respects is not my ideal way of planning in stuff to do, because I'm going to end up putting a load of stuff I need to do on my to-dos and then sort of trying to fit it in before I go, but so much of this I just don't know how long it's going to take me. So yeah, I'd rather for now, I'm just going to pop it on this side and then transfer things across, as I say, on Monday. So go on your plan now, which is fantastic, so we can start kind of working through that. I've also mapped out my big pieces of YouTube content that I need to create onto this planner, so I think it's still going to work. I'm probably going to be doing less than I had planned, and yes, the next thing is for me to actually work through some of the things. So a couple of the extra things I've got to do today, and then I'm going to have like a nice chilled out evening and really get ready for tomorrow, and I think take a little bit of intentional rest. So I think it's really easy to sort of sit down and, like, when you're supposed to be working, start procrastinating, and you end up kind of feeling like really guilty after that and not like you've actually had a proper rest. Whereas if you actually sit down and go, no, this is the end of the day, turn off my computer, like settling in, favourite TV programme on, or read, or whatever it is, I think being quite intentional about that and saying this is rest time now makes you feel more recharged. So I think it's always quite important anyway on a Sunday generally to take a bit of rest time, especially because if you have been working all weekend, like if you have a side hustle or something like that. So yes, I don't think there'll be anything else particularly to show you. Just to recap then, the steps I've kind of gone through in this video, like if you want to follow any of this or you're having a moment and you need a bit of a reset day and to kind of catch up with yourself, the first step definitely is to recognize that you're feeling overwhelmed and not kind of feel bad about that. I think it's really important to not just feel like you're always meant to be like a productivity machine, and as much as like, as you have seen in this video, this is something obviously that sometimes I forget, that sometimes we need to kind of reset and recharge a little bit. So don't be too hard on yourself. The second thing to do is to do something really, really easy that is going to make you feel instantly good. You're going to get that hit of having achieved something, which is usually, and a really good one to start with, is tidying up your space, tidying up your desk, and making the space feel really nice to be in. The next step is to, again, knock off a few like key tasks which are in your head kind of bothering you, and some of those like life admin tasks. So again, you get that another hit of doing something in that sense of accomplishment, because even if you don't do anything else after that, you just think, you know what, I'm done with this day, I'm too tired, too mentally exhausted to do anything else. You have already done a bunch of things, and you can feel that sense of accomplishment and not that sort of like guilt of not doing anything, which you shouldn't feel anyway, but it's totally natural if you do. And then finally, reset your plans and be gentle in your planning and realistic. It's so tempting to just shove everything to the next day and going, I will do all of this tomorrow, but actually thinking, what small things can I do today, and what do I need to push tomorrow, or is there anything I absolutely need to do today as well? It's another good kind of question to ask yourself. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's been a bit impromptu, but as these studio vlogs, I want to show you the real behind the scenes, and hopefully you can learn something from my experiences. So I'm feeling a lot better having done this reset, and I'm going to do a little bit more work, and then, as I say, go and have a bit of a rest time, some intentional rest. Got a lot of other videos on my channel with like top tips and tricks around productivity and overwhelm, so definitely check out this one next if you want some other tips on how to deal with feeling like overwhelmed and you want some other strategies that you can use to reset as well. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all again soon.